Hey, Bob.
ChristineDaily.com. Can you talk about you and Harvick had another clean race there, but afterward Harvick said that he was warned at Michigan that if he touches you, he'd be parked. So I was kind of curious if you've had any sort of similar warnings recently, and if you haven't, can you take advantage of that?
You're always the party pooper, aren't you? Go away, Bob. This is a great day, and you just ruined it for me, so thanks. But, I had a great race with Harvick. No problem. I think that's the way you should race. I raced him just as clean as he raced me, which is great. And, if he got a warning, I'm sorry he got a warning. I did not get a warning. So I don't know that I took advantage of him in any way. But I raced hard, I raced clean, and ended up where I am.
Okay, we'll take another question back here and then come back up to Mark.
Hi, Kyle. Jamie Parker from the New England Sports Network. I just want you to comment on the competition that you had going with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. I mean, obviously he was very hungry with that Fenway Park paint scheme on his car and trying to get it for Red Sox Nation.
Oh, certainly. Ricky, he's in some fast race cars. Those Roush cars have been really good this year, and he's a great race car driver. He won earlier this year for his first win, and it's exciting. He had it going on there. I just felt like we were a little bit better than he was today. Just kind of all the way through the corner. It wasn't anything that he was doing really. It just seemed like our car might have been working a bit better than his. So, when I got up to him, or when I saw the car earlier this weekend, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool looking. That's neat. And then when it was out front leading the race, I'm like, man, if he wins in that thing, it's going to be huge. So, I was trying everything I could to win, and not let him have it, but to try to keep it clean and race him as hard as I could and allow that the space between us.
Okay, we'll take a question from Mark, then go up to the press box.
Mark Arrow again, PRN. For Mark Martin. Mark, you talked earlier about how much respect you've had for Kyle, or how he at least caught your eye early on. How would you explain to people what you think his driving style is? How explain what makes Kyle Kyle?
No one is exactly like Kyle. He is his own guy on the racetrack. He races really, really hard. He gets a lot out of his race car, and he doesn't hit a lot of stuff doing it. And it's hard to find someone that will race as hard as he races and not really cross the line once in a while. And it seems like, from my experience watching him and racing him, that if you don't cross the line with him, he won't cross the line with you. And that's pretty incredible for his intensity. And I also would like to say too, while I've got a chance, we're celebrating a milestone day here. I don't want Jack Ingram to be forgotten. Yeah. When we passed his record, I think it was back at 32. That was Jack Ingram was a hero of mine too. Such a gritty, incredible racer. And just sitting here looking up at and seeing this picture of Tommy Ellis, I remember Jack Ingram and Sam Ard and Tommy Ellis being and Tommy Houston being the four that were just incredible racers, and I'd like to give them props and salute today as well.
Okay, we'll go up to the press box for questions.
Reed Spencer with Sporting News for Kyle. Throughout the day, it seemed like a relatively mixed bag in terms of whether the outside or the inside lane was working better on restarts for certain drivers. Did you consider picking the outside on that final one, and were you aware that Kevin had been having trouble getting going on some of the restarts earlier?
No, I wasn't aware of him having trouble. It seemed like when I was restarted next to Ricky Stenhouse and Joey was behind me, he got going just fine. I saw him on my inside a little bit. Actually, he jumped to the inside of the six, so didn't seem like he had any problems to me. And then there on the last one, he was right up alongside of me. But, the inside-outside on the restarts, I think, was just, I don't know why. I chose the bottom just because it was the shortest way around, and I'd rather be the guy on the inside than the guy on the outside. And my car was working better lower than it was high. So I just knew that if I could get it down on the bottom and try to use a little bit of the apron, I can keep my car rotating and build the speed up off turn 2.
Kyle, Jason Remillard from the Springfield Republican. Just talk about people will look at the numbers and say 49 nationwide wins and 29 truck, and are you focused on getting that cup number to match the nationwide and then the truck number? I mean, because that's ultimately I think what mostly the public will judge you by.
Yeah, certainly it'll be nice to get those numbers higher. I mean, if I could have 49 cup wins right now, I'd certainly feel a little bit better, but I don't, so it doesn't matter. It's a total, however you add them up the same way, regardless of the series, they equal 100. So, I'm 26 years old. Maybe there's an opportunity for me to be around here as long as Mark Martin and winning, 4, 5, 6 races a year to just keep tallying that number up. But it's going to take a lot longer at 4 or 5 wins a year than it does in a nationwide series at 10, 11, or 13 a year. So certainly we've been able to accomplish that the last few seasons thanks to this guy next to me and our team and the guys at Toyota that give us great race cars.
Kyle, Drew Bonifant with the Concord Monitor. Just wondering, with the flurry of cautions right there at the end, was the team starting to feel antsy at all? Or, I mean, were you looking at more as just a advantage with your strength in the restarts, or did you look at a disadvantage because it was keeping the field closer than it looked like your car could have made it?
Yeah, I mean, when we were out there leading the race, we had a bit of distance on everybody, so certainly I would have rather have seen it just go green to the end. Anything can happen in the end of these races, as we saw with a few of the other guys. The 22 got caught up in a wreck, the 20 got caught up in a wreck, and a couple other guys, but it can happen at any moment. So when you're out there leading the race, you could have a guy dive bomb you on the inside and get loose and run into you and spin you out, or vice versa. You could do the same thing. Like when I was racing Ricky Stenhouse, I was just trying to make sure that I didn't get loose and do the same thing. So it was just all about keeping your car straight, keeping the grip in the tires as best you could, and looking out the other side of the corner.
Any more questions from the press box? We'll come back down here. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Genevieve with Skirts and Scuffs. You've obviously done well with all these series, these 3 series. What's next? What other series have you not tried yet? I mean, in New Hampshire we have modifieds. Have you done that? Do you want to do a modified car?
I've done the modifieds at New Smyrna, and ran down there one time and wasn't so successful. It was fast, but didn't end the day so well. So I've also run in the K&N Pro Series East West Companion race at Iowa Speedway. I won that one a few years ago. So, there's race series all across the country that I participate in, like the CRA Super Series or the ASA Midwest Tour, Super Late Model Rank stuff. The ACT race next weekend at Oxford 250. So,
Need to get him in an F1 car, I think.
Okay. Yeah,
so,
open wheel next.
I want to go to an F1 race, and maybe that'd be my ticket.
Yeah.
I've had 3 or 4 sponsors call me and ask me if I'm going to go run the Indy 500 or the Vegas race at the end of the year to let them know so they can sponsor my car. So I've got a sponsor anytime I want to go to IndyCar, but we'll see if that happens. I'd rather win a Cup championship first. So if I go ring my bell, that I've already done what I wanted to do here.
Well, congratulations today.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Safe.
Okay, gentlemen, congratulations.
Right.
Thank you so much for your time this afternoon.
Appreciate you, Mark, man. Yeah, buddy.